Bells?
Yeah.
Okay. There he is. Okay, good morning. I'd like to call to order a board meeting of the Syracuse Industrial Development Agency. Proof and notice was properly served of the meeting. We'll start with a roll call of the board members. I'm Kathy Murphy.
Ricky Brown.
Ken Kinsey.
Steve Thompson.
Thank you all very much. Our first order of business is a public hearing. You want to do 101 first?
You do whichever one you
Is
want.
the order on the agenda, and I noticed that Chuck is here. So we'll start with 101 North Salina for our public hearing notice, please.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So notice of a public hearing, this will be for 101 North Salina Street LLC. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to 859-A of the New York General Municipal Law will be held by the City of Syracuse Industrial Development Agency on the 25th day of February 2025 at 8 a.m. local time at 233 East Washington Street, Common Council Chambers, City Hall, Syracuse, New York, in connection with the following matter. 101 North Salina Street LLC requested the agency undertake a project consisting of A, the reconstruction/conversion of approximately 44,000 square feet of vacant space in the two-story building of approximately 200,000 square feet located on approximately 4.14 acres of real property at 101-239 North Salina Street in the city of Syracuse, New York, into approximately 72 apartment units consisting of 66 one-bedroom units and 6 two-bedroom units, of which approximately 10% will be designated and reserved for tenants meeting the income and affordability requirements within the City of Syracuse's zoning ordinance and related regulations. Infrastructure upgrades and the installation of various amenities will also be included, but not limited to, a fitness center, bicycle storage, tenant storage, on-site parking, and a community room, as well as the acquisition and installation in and on the land and facility of furniture, fixtures, and equipment in connection with the conversion and the reconstruction of the property. The granting of certain financial assistance in the form of exemptions from real property tax, state and local sales and use tax, and mortgage recording tax in accordance with Section 874 of the General Municipal Law. The request will also include the appointment of the company or its designee as an agent of the agency in connection with the acquisition, conversion, reconstruction, equipping, and completion of the project facility and the lease of the facility by the agency pursuant to a lease agreement and the acquisition of an interest in the equipment pursuant to a bill of sale from the company to the agency and the sublease of the project facility back to the company pursuant to a sublease agreement. The company will be the initial owner and operator of the project facility. The agency at the above stated time and place will hear all persons with views with respect to the proposed financial assistance to the company, the proposed owner/operator, and the location of the project facility and the nature of the project.
Very much, Eric. I will note that the applicant is present. If the applicant wishes to add anything to that before we see if there are any speakers, you may do so. If not, we'll continue with the public hearing. Great. And I would also note, just a reminder, we reviewed this project at the Finance Committee meeting previously in January with a positive recommendation from Finance to the Board of Directors. So is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in favor of this project? Please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Good morning, everybody. Chuck Wallace, 101 North Salina Street. I think Eric kind of summed up the project, but the intent here was to take kind of some underutilized, tough-to-lease industrial space where the post-standard used to actually produce the paper, space that will never be used to print paper again. We've decided to take that space, kind of proactively fill that with apartments. We know the need for housing in the city is still there, in the county, and we feel like this is a really good use of that portion of the building. So I appreciate everybody's support, and if there's any questions, happy to answer those.
Any questions for the applicant? Nope. Thanks, Chuck.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of the project, please step forward. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to the project? Please come forward, state your name and address for the record. No one else is come forward. The public hearing for 101 North Salina Street is closed. Next item on the agenda is the public hearing notice for 366 West Onondaga. Eric.
So notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to Section 859-A of the New York General Municipal Law will be held by the City of Syracuse Industrial Development Agency on the 25th day of February 2025 at 8 a.m. local time at 233 East Washington Street, Common Council Chambers, City Hall, Syracuse, New York, in connection with the following matter. 366 West Onondaga Street LLC, or an entity to be formed, requested the agency undertake a project consisting of the following. A, the acquisition of an interest in approximately 14,000 square feet of land to be improved by an approximately 9,000 square foot three-story building in a historic structure located at 366 West Onondaga Street, located in the city of Syracuse, New York. A complete gut rehabilitation, renovation, and preservation of the building into a mix of residential and commercial uses, including approximately 2,700 square feet of commercial space on the first floor, amenity space for occupants of the building, approximately 2,500 square feet on the second floor, consisting of office space, and approximately 2,500 square feet on the third floor dedicated to residential units, consisting of 4 market-rate studio apartments, installation of new mechanicals, and the basement that will be used as the back-of-house mechanical, plumbing, and tenant storage. There will also be a full exterior renovation of the building and grounds, including but not limited to landscaping, repaving of the existing asphalt area and driving lanes for parking and loading. The project will also include the acquisition, equipping, and installation in and on the land and facility of furniture, fixtures, and equipment, as well as the granting of certain financial assistance in the form of exemptions from real property tax, sales and local use tax, and mortgage recording tax in accordance with Section 874 of the General Municipal Law. The project also includes the appointment of the company or its designee as an agent of the agency in connection with the acquisition, construction, equipping, and completion of the project facility, as well as the lease of the land and the facility by the agency pursuant to a lease agreement and the acquisition of an interest in the equipment pursuant to a bill of sale from the company to the agency, and the sublease of the project facility back to the company pursuant to a sublease agreement. The company will be the initial owner and operator of the project facility, and the agency at the above stated time and place will hear all persons with views with respect to the proposed financial assistance to the company, the proposed owner/operator, and the location of the project facility and the nature of the project.
Thank you, Eric. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the application, please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
Good morning. My name is Luke Esposito, one of the principals of the project. Here to speak in favor of the redevelopment of 366 West Onondaga. We're very excited for the future of this building, and we feel like the time is now to renovate this building. So we appreciate all your support and happy to take any questions if there are any.
Any questions for the applicant? Thanks, Luke.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor, please step forward, state your name and address for the record. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this project, please step forward, state your name and address for the record. Hearing none, the public hearing for 366 West Onondaga Street is closed. Thank you all. Minutes, next item on our agenda, the minutes of our previous board meeting held on January 28th were included in our packet for your review. I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes or comments or changes.
Motion. Second.
Thank you, Ricky. Second, Ken. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. As I stated previously, the Finance Committee report held on February 19th we reviewed the in-depth, the project at 366 West Onondaga, and recommended a positive consideration by this board. Next item, Sue, 101 North Salina Street, resolution.
Morning, everyone. In your packet, with respect to this project, you have several resolutions. I won't go back into the description of the project as we just heard the public hearing description. The first resolution in your agenda is the seeker resolution. This is a type 1 action. The agency previously appointed itself as lead agent to undertake the seeker review. The company completed a full EAF, and the agency reviewed the full EAF, including parts 2 and 3. They determined that this project will not have a significant environmental impact and is suggesting the issuance of a negative declaration.
Thank you. Any questions, comments, concerns? If not, is there a motion for a negative declaration on the seeker resolution for 101 North Salina Street?
Make a motion.
Motion made by Steve, thank you. Second, Ricky. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries.
Thank you. The next resolution in your agenda is the inducement resolution. As we heard during the public hearing, and as outlined in detail in the resolutions, this project addresses a significant housing issue that is being faced by the city of Syracuse. This resolution authorizes the undertaking of this project. It appoints the company as your agent for purposes of completing the project. It authorizes the execution and delivery of the agency agreement, which is attached to your resolution, which is your standard agreement between applicants and the company. For Chuck's benefit, assuming approval today, that agency agreement has to be executed and returned within 14 business days. You can see Lori about that. She's the keeper of all documents. The resolution also authorizes state and local sales and use tax exemption for the project in an amount not to exceed $648,000 based upon the project costs outlined in the application, and a mortgage recording tax in the approximate amount of $99,000.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions, comments, concerns? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Move to approve by Steve. Is there a second by Ricky?
Second.
Last call for comments. Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Next item, Sue, pilot resolution.
Yes. So you heard earlier, and you do recall that the agency previously undertook a project at this location whereby the applicant renovated a portion of the building. The building, however, is one tax parcel ID number, and therefore it is all covered by an existing pilot agreement relative to the initial project. With respect to this new build-out that they are doing, we needed to amend their pilot schedule to back out the space that they are renovating now and provide a new abatement schedule relative to that piece, because that creates additional improvements for which they are seeking this benefit. The pilot resolution in your agenda demonstrates to you at the first exhibit, and if you bear with me, I will get you there. Exhibit A to your pilot resolution is the existing abatement schedule that was adopted and is in place with respect to the first project that was done at this property. The next schedule, which is Schedule A in the pilot, there's an error in the hard copy that you might have had or downloaded last night. We have since updated that and posted it to the website. Eric handed out the revised schedules this morning. The only difference is that there was an error in the tax rate in the later years. It was just a mathematical error in the Excel spreadsheet. So that has been fixed, and you have in front of you what is Schedule A, which is the new pilot schedule that will apply to the existing project. The only difference between that and the original one is it backs out the base amount of the 44,000 square feet. Otherwise, they continue to pay exactly as they would have. The next schedule in the resolution is Schedule B. This remains the same. This is the new abatement schedule for the improvements that will be undertaken as a result of this project. And the last schedule in your agenda, Eric also updated because it includes both the schedule for the first phase and the schedule for the second phase. And that shows you that on an annual basis, the combined total pilot payments that will be received by the city. So unless anyone has any questions, what this resolution is asking is that you authorize the amended pilot to account for the new improvements that will be made as a result of this phase. I will also note the original pilot carried a 15-year abatement period. The new pilot carries a 10-year abatement period. So anything beyond the 10 years, to the extent the existing one is still going, they will just pay 100% of property tax. Clear as mud, I know, but
Yeah. But it's math.
it's right, exactly.
We'll get it.
But it's all good.
Any questions, comments by the board? Chuck, I just want to confirm, obviously, you're in agreement with the schedules, and should there be any concerns, you will get to Sue and Eric as soon as possible. I know it's a little complicated, so just confirm that you are in 100% agreement. Great, thanks. Okay. Hearing no questions, comments, concerns, is there a motion to approve the pilot resolution as presented? Motion made by Ricky, second by Ken. Last call for comments. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you. The last resolution in your agenda with respect to this project is the final approving resolution. This resolution is going to authorize my office to work with Chuck's counsel to draft the necessary documents to confer the benefits approved. In this instance, we most likely will be amending the existing documents that were in place for Phase 1 to account for Phase 2 as well. There may be some brand-new ones for bills of sale and things of that nature, but this resolution authorizes us to get those documents in place.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the final resolution for 101 North Salina Street?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Steve, second. Ken, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Chuck. Good luck. We look forward to seeing you. Get started. Thanks. Have a good day. Next item on the agenda is 366 West Onondaga Street Resolution. Sue.
Good morning. In your packet is the inducement. The first resolution is the inducement resolution for this project. This is the project we just heard about in the public hearing. It's the renovation of the mansion to turn it into much-needed housing. So the first resolution is the inducement resolution. I will note for the record, as outlined in that resolution, that the seeker review on this project determined that it was a type 2 and therefore no further review is needed, which is why you do not have a separate seeker resolution. The inducement resolution authorizes the undertaking of this project. It authorizes the appointment of the company as your agent for purposes of undertaking and completing the project. It authorizes the execution and delivery of the agency agreement attached to the resolution. And it authorizes state and local sales and use tax in an amount not to exceed $108,000 for this project based upon the costs outlined in the application, and approximately $19,000 in mortgage recording tax. For the benefit of Luke, the agency agreement attached to this inducement resolution, if approved, needs to be returned within 14 business days.
See Lori.
See Lori on your way out.
Don't see Sue.
And that's it for the inducement.
Thank you. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the inducement resolution?
Make a motion.
Motion made by Ricky, second by Ken. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the pilot resolution for 366 West Onondaga.
This is a 15-year historic pilot. It conforms with your UTEP. The schedule is attached to the pilot resolution. And they will, as with all of your projects, they will continue to pay real property tax on the property as it exists today. The pilot only gives them an abatement on the improvements.
Any questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the pilot resolution?
Make a motion.
Motion made by Ricky, second by Ken. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries.
The last resolution in your agenda with respect to this project is the final approving resolution, and this authorizes the execution and delivery of all necessary lease transactional documents to confer the benefits that were approved by the board.
Thank you. You're welcome. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, motion? Motion made by Ricky, second, Ken. Last call for comments on this project? Hearing none, is all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Good luck, Luke. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing it. Next item on the agenda is approval of the engagement letters for Grossman St. Moore to carry out our annual audit. Eric.
Thank you. So our last item on the agenda for this morning is approval. The engagement letter is really the first step in engaging with our auditing firm for the 2024 financial year for the agency, which is from January 1st through December 31st. This authorization will allow us to get started with the auditing group and the auditing team, and then those audited financial statements will be brought before the board in the coming months once the audit has been completed. Happy to take any questions.
Hopefully in March.
Yes, that is what we are targeting. Yeah.
Any questions, comments, concerns? Total amount, Eric?
So the approximate estimation that's included in the engagement letter is $21,000. One of the things that includes has been the ongoing transition to QuickBooks, and so we have actually been working with Grossman St. Moore as well. This will be the first audit that's been undertaken since we've made the transition to QuickBooks, so their staff will be continuing to work with us on that as well. So the engagement letter does account for that as well as part of the proposal.
We would most likely entertain a motion up to $21,000 for certified audit and completion of our transition to QuickBooks. Any comments, questions, concerns? Is there a motion? Motion made by Steve, second, Ken. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Any other business? Anyone have anything else? Sue, good?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, Lori? I don't know why I asked Sue. Lori? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn? Motion made by Ricky. Second by Ken. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Have a great rest of the day, everyone. Thank you so much.